Welcome everybody to a new My Hero Academia video. And guys, in this video I want to talk a little bit about gear. I'm gonna give you kind of a guide for gear. This is not an ultimate guide, this is just a regular guide. If you do want an ultimate guide with the spreadsheet so that you can have everything like basically written down so that it's easier to follow, then let me know in the comments and I will happily make a gear ultimate guide for you guys. I am working right now on an ultimate support card guide, so look forward to that, and let's just jump into the video right away. So gear, right? Gear has quite a few things going on for it. I really like the gear in this game because like the actual enhancements, the actual resources that you put into your gear do not go to waste, because you are actually only enhancing the slots where you put your gear and not the actual gear itself. So that means that you don't need to worry about spending a bunch of resources into a piece of gear just to then find a better piece of gear and then losing all of the resources that you put into that first piece. So I really like that about this game, but you can see on the screen that there's a lot going on here, so let's just go through it together. And let me start by saying that there are different rarities of gear. So when you start the game, you will probably have blue gear, then you will find purple and legendary gear, right? You can farm gear in agency assessment, which is a co-op mode, and yeah, there's a lot. So basically, if we open a piece of gear like these gloves, you will see that the first thing that's up there is the base stats, right? So each piece of gear, depending on what it is, right, whether it's gloves or comb gear or boots or weapon or whatever it is, will have different base stats, right? So basically the gloves have penetration and defense, and for example the suit has crit damage and defense, and the goggles have crit and defense, and the boots have attack and HP, right? So there's every single one will have one offensive stat and one defensive stat, right? Pretty much. And this is always going to be the same. All boots will have attack and HP, and all gloves will have penetration as defense and defense as their base stats. So do keep that in mind. The gear itself does have levels, right? You can see that this mask is level 30, while my goggles are level 50, right? This just comes as you upgrade the level of your agency, right? Right here you can see I'm level 54. So your gear will just upgrade as you level up, and then when you level up your agency assessment level, you can see right there it says level 50, 11th floor. So your level also goes up as you level up your agency, right? So yeah, as you level up your agency assessment levels, right, you will also get higher level gear. And basically what level in gear means is the amounts of extra stats that you can have, right? So level 30 gear will have 3 extra stats, right? While my level 50 gear will have 5 extra stats, right? So obviously I think the highest one for now is level 60 gear. So level 60 gear will obviously have six extra stats. So the reason why you can't see, even though my level 30 mask can definitely have 3 extra stats, the reason why it only has 1 is because in this game you can transfer stats between gear, right? So you can transfer stats from gear that you're not using to gear that you are using, right? You can press right here on stats transfer, right? And you can see that I can transfer, for example, my decrease. I can change it for my crit, or I can change my HP for the crit, or any other stat, right? I can choose which stat do I want to replace. It does cost a lot of money, so be careful about that. So that's really cool. That's really cool because it means that if you roll, obviously this is completely random, right? So if you roll gear that has, for example, a very high, like let's say has a legendary stat for crit, you can just replace it for my blue, like rare, I think it is. My rare. I'm sorry, I'm getting stuck. My rare stat. So There we go. So basically that's it for the stats transfer. There's not much to it. One thing that you should know is that you cannot transfer stats from higher level gear, right, from level 50 for example to level 30. So I cannot transfer stats from my level 50 goggles to my level 30 mask, but I can transfer stats from my level 30 mask to my level 30 to my level 50 goggles, right? And also you can only transfer stats in between gear that you do not have equipped and gear that you do have equipped. So do keep all of that in mind. I know this gets increasingly complicated, so I'm sorry if I'm speaking a little fast, but there's a lot to cover because gear in this game is very, very complicated. I think that's gonna be it for now. Let's move on. Alright, and now we move on to enhancements. Okay, so to enhance your gear, basically the game is going to ask you, when you first start the game will be asking you for this green enhancing mixture to enhance your gear. And then as you move on up the levels, as you enhance your gear more and more, you will require higher and higher rarity of enhancing mixture, and basically you can get higher rarity by just using 3 of the last rarity before. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much more to it. You can see right there, right? So yeah, that's it for the materials for enhancing gear. Now for the enhancements themselves. So remember, keep in mind that the enhancements, the boost, and the modifications all go to the slot and not the gear itself. Okay, so keep that in mind. Remember that. So basically, what the enhancements do is that the enhancements will boost your base. Let me use that. Will boost your base stats. So you can see that the base stats for my suit are crit damage and also defense, right? And I get 51 for each, right? So since I have enhanced the suit slot 50 times, I get an extra 102 on my base stat, right? So I get an extra 102 crit damage and defense. So that's pretty great. I really like that, right? One thing to keep in mind, when you're enhancing your gear, there's a chance that you might crit. I've never heard anyone cover this before on YouTube, but yeah, there's a chance that you might crit while enhancing your gear. What that means is not a big deal, but basically what it means is that you'll instead of enhancing one level, right, instead of going from 50 to 51, you'll enhance 2 levels, right? You'll go for 50 to 52. So it's not a big deal. You'll save some bucks, but yeah, just keep in mind that can happen every now and then, right? Not sure what the actual percentage chance is, but yeah, that's pretty much it for enhancements. There's not much else to it. Let's move on to boosts. So for boosts, same thing, right? The boosts act on your slots, not your gear itself. And the boosts, what they will do is that, as you can see right here, right at the bottom, it says star stats, right? So basically they're the same as your base stats. It's just extra base stats. Again, same as the enhancement. It's the same thing, just extra base stats. It's pretty much what it is. There's really not much else to it. This boosting though will ask you for alloys, and alloys are very, very hard to find. I think one of the 3-timed events actually does give you a little bit of it, but not a lot. And other than that, you just have to buy it. There are a couple of shops that will sell it to you. One of them is the market. If you can see right down here, you can see the market. If you go to buy, you can buy 2 per week. So keep that in mind. They're not easy to find, right? And then the other place where you can find some is on your Alliance shop. You can find some more. But again, only 2 per week. So keep that in mind, okay? And it's also very, very, very expensive. You can boost your equipment or your equipment slots 5 times. only 5 times, right? And once you do, once you enhance it 5 times, then you can overclock it. And I think you can overclock it 3 times, I think. Might be wrong, but yeah, once you boost 5 times, which is not going to happen anytime soon unless you focus on one specific piece of equipment, right? It's going to take a while otherwise. But basically, once you boost 5 times, you can overclock it, and to overclock it, you actually need an even rarer material, and that is that alloy that you saw. That's purple legendary. I mean, not purple, but orange. This one, special alloy. So you'll need that to overclock your gear. So yeah, that is super extremely end game kind of stuff. You know, I've been playing since the game launched, and you can see I have very little boosts. I've also haven't been buying the alloys, to be fair. I really should, but you know, they're so expensive. But yeah, that's it for the boosts. It's basically extra base stats, right? Then we go to the modifications. So modifications, same thing, right? It's that plus number up there on the top right corner. Same thing, it applies on the slot, not the gear. And basically what it does is you can see modification stats right there, right above star stats. It's modification stats, and that's what it gives you basically. More they're the same as the base stats, so more base stats. Everything revolves around that. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. It looks complicated, but it's not really that complicated. So let's move on now to fusing. Okay, real quick before we move on, guys, something that I forgot to mention is that with modifications you also get this little table right here that are basically modification extra bonus, and you know, it gives you a little bit of extra attack basically. So yeah, some others give you crit damage, just straight up damage, penetration, stuff like that, so offensive stats. I'm not sure how to upgrade them because it says R5. I would assume I would probably have to modify 5 times, something of the sort. I'm not sure. If somebody knows exactly how to upgrade this, please leave a comment so that we can figure it out. And also I forgot to mention that the materials are these modification drawings. This you can get fairly easily on the, well, not the higher but more like the mid levels of agency assessment. They're not that hard to come by, so yeah. So yeah, now moving on to fuse. So I have never done this before. We're gonna go through this experience together, guys, but because I'm a complete idiot, an absolute complete idiot, and I didn't know how this worked. I thought this was just endgame, and I wasn't on it yet. But it turns out that I have been for a while, and I've just been selling my gear like a dumbass instead of fusing it. So yeah. Anyways, basically, for fusing you need a level 40 plus legendary gear, right? So this, right? These things are level 50. I've had tons of level 40 legendary gear that I could have fused, and I didn't because I'm a complete idiot. But yeah, basically you just fuse them. Let's see what happens if we do this. Let's see. All right, it gives me some boots. Okay, so it gives me like a yellow stat instead of the orange one. It gives me a yellow stat. It's pretty nice. Also, it's part of a set. Apparently the set gives you different bonuses depending on, you know, how many pieces of the set you own. It's pretty neat. I like that. That's pretty cool. Let's go and equip it right away. Let's see. Okay, pretty nice. And now we can transfer the stats. Okay, super good. Okay, I want to transfer attack, I want to transfer crit damage, okay, and I want to transfer crit too, and I guess I can transfer some defense. Yeah, okay, awesome, and now look, now I'm at 3 now I'm at 300,000 BP. That's really cool. That gave me like must have been like 6,000 BP, pretty sure. But that's pretty crazy. Actually. So yeah. Basically this is it, right? When you fuse your gear, you get a piece of this set. If you complete it, you get a set effect, right? And then you can, I'm not sure how you get this set though. I don't know how do you get the 2 instead of the 1. No clue, honestly. But then this is the Ultra set, right? And then you have the Radiant set. And basically the way that you get the Radiant set is by fusing 4 pieces of Ultra set. So yeah, that is definitely. Then you have you know, more and more. So it's probably that way, right? So probably number 2 is by fusing 4 number 1s, and then to go into the surprise masterpiece, you probably have to use 4 number 2s. Probably that's how it works, I would assume. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is just super end game stuff. It's pretty simple. You don't actually require materials, just money. So yeah. Let's move on now to the last thing that I wanted to cover, and that's agency assessments, which is how you actually gain all the gear. So basically every week, not every week, I'm sorry, it's every 3 days, you will get one of these passes, right? And it will say level 1. I'm sorry, it will say floor 1, and it will have the level that, you know, the level that you are at the moment. Not the level exactly, but every 10 levels it'll upgrade. So let me clarify what I'm saying, because I'm mumbling. So basically, if you are level between 10 and 20, you will have a level 10 pass. And then if you are between level 20 and 30, your agency, right, is between levels 20 and 30, you'll have a level 20 pass, right? You can see that my pass is level 50 because my agency is level 54, right? And then so basically what you do is you go to join team, you create a team, you put your permit right there, and then you just match with other people, right? And you can see right there what is it that you will get as a reward, you know, for passing the stage, right? So you have 3 grades when you go through the stage. The faster you do it, the higher your grade. And so at the end of the stage, right, when you finish, you will have 5 cards to pick from, and if you got the highest grade, which is an S, you can pick 3 of the 5 cards. If you have an A, you can pick 2, and if you have a B, you can pick 1. If you can't finish in time, if you can't finish in time, basically you will lose that attempt. So, and your pass will break. Okay, so basically let me go to the team again. Basically, if I put my permit, you will see that when I finish the game, I will have 5 cards. In those 5 cards, I have a chance of finding level 50 legendary gear, and this enhanced mixture, and also modification drawings. Why am I matching with Uber whales now? Where are the whales when I actually want to play? What the heck? So I'm gonna play this game, guys, because this is a very rare occasion, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, well, unfortunately things went south. The whales turned out to be not such whales, and I shouldn't have sent the match because we were way under leveled and I lost. So basically you can now see that my pass was destroyed because I lost, and now I have to repair it. To repair it, I have to pay 20 coins, unfortunately. I will do that later, but for now let's just keep going with the video. So like I was saying, guys, basically you just play. If you get an S, you not only can you choose 3 cards, but you also go 3 levels up. So if you play for the first time in you know, if the event just reset it and you're playing for the first time, and you know, you play your first floor, right, because you start on floor 1 and you get an S, then you can now, your pass is now floor 4, right, and so on and so forth. If you get an A, you upgrade 2 floors, and if you get a B, you upgrade 1 floor, right? So that's basically how your pass works. Your level depends on the level of your agency, and then the floor depends on how, you know, how good you've done in your runs, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then you have, you know, a chest that works, you know, every 3 days you get the rewards that you can see in this chest. Obviously you should always aim to get the legendary gear, so that's pretty sweet, right? You can see right there that they do give you some alloys, but it's very little, very little. So yeah, that's pretty much what there is, all there is to it. You also have like certain characters that get a 50% damage increase this changes every 3 days. So if you have any of these characters, you can use them. Remember that you can only use a character 2 times per day. Okay, so you can only do agency assessments with one character twice, and then you will have a sign that says insufficient stamina, because you already used that character twice in that one day, right? And that refreshes every day, so no big deal. So yeah, this is basically the event, the place where you want to go if you want to get gear. Obviously, I suggest that you aim for legendary gear. One more thing is that you also get this high yield attempts left this round, right? That basically what that means is a higher chance of getting legendary, or actually guaranteed chance of getting legendary gear if you do floors 10 and above, right? Because on floors 10 and above is where you get legendary gear. Those are the floors that actually give you drop legendary gear at the end of the match. So basically you can get 5. I'm not sure, I don't think this refreshes every day. I might be wrong, please someone in the comments clarify. I think this refreshes every 3 days. So basically you get to pull 5 legendary gears per 3-day run, right? You can see right there, season 2 round 3. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's gonna be the guide for gear. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, leave a comment. What do you think? And subscribe if you'd like more guides, more videos like this, and I'll see you on the next one.